Hey there, loved ones. Welcome to week 11 of the Pride and Joy Predictions podcast, the series in which my friend Steve and I get together every single week to discuss the latest happenings in the NFL and give our predictions for this week's upcoming games.
Obviously, Week 10 was a bit of everything. A bit of defensive games. We had a couple shockers and the usual teams that should have won.
Yeah, exactly. We had everything from blowouts to single score games to an overtime to some upsets. It was certainly something. And from the record standpoint, a lot of us seemed to go either 8-6 or 6-8. There was pretty much no in between, except for Alex Fay, who was the big winner, going 11-3 in Week 10, which was insane. Looking at the slate, good on you. That was fantastic.
Spot
So,
on.
because of that, they have moved up in the standings, and this is what our standings currently looks like now. We have John still in first by 3 points with 97-51-1. I am in second with 94-54-1. Followed by Rev at 93-55-1, followed by Beegers at 90-58-1. A two-way tie now between Steve and Alex Fay at 89-59-1, followed by Papa Agron at 88-60-1. STS and Draz, our little Battle for the Bay buddies, are 87-61-1 apiece, followed by Buff and Savage Owl at 83-65-1, and then Troll has 59-89-1.
Mm-hmm.
So, moving on to recap the week that was, our game of the week, we kind of debated heavily on what exactly we wanted to go with because I personally do like a good defensive game, and there were two of those to choose from, but I wasn't about to give the Packers my game of the week nod. So we decided to go with the Texans, who rallied back to beat the Jaguars by scoring 26 unanswered points in the fourth quarter.
True. And they did without CJ Stroud at the helm there.
Yep, Davis Mills actually ran that offense pretty well.
Mm-hmm.
The run game seemed like it was on point, and having the defense be what cinched it at the end was certainly fun because I think it was a walk-off fumble recovery for a touchdown, fumble return
Yeah,
for a touchdown.
it
So
was. Yeah.
it was certainly one heck of a game. There's really not much I can say except for the
Mm-hmm.
Jags completely collapsed, and good on the Texans for roaring back the way that they did. So what is your regret of the week? I will go ahead and let you do yours first.
Okay, my regret of the week is obviously not trusting the Eagles to beat the Packers there. Boy, was I wrong on that, even though it was a low scoring game.
Yeah, 10-7. I actually have that in my honorable mention, so I can
Mm-hmm.
go ahead and eliminate that one now. It's the Packers and Eagles were not able to muster any points in the first half. The first field goal didn't come until the third quarter.
Yeah.
So really good defensive battle, but also kind of wild
Mm-hmm.
for having such a like high-powered offense on both sides. Well, I mean more so on Philly than Green Bay to be fair, but yeah, that game was absolutely insane. I have a group chat now with John, SDS, and Draz, and we were just kind of BSing a little bit and talking about the game,
Mm-hmm.
and they were just flabbergasted, as was I.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. It was really interesting, but I can understand not going with them, even though I mean, like Green Bay was at home, so that should have given them the advantage. To be fair, so I don't blame you for
Exactly.
that. For me, it is not trusting the Patriots when I should have, even though the Bucs were at home and off of the bye, and
Mm-hmm.
they, by all accounts, should have won that game.
Yeah.
Drake May and what they're doing in New England is just really, really good right now, and so I should
Yeah.
have trusted them, but I didn't,
Mm-hmm.
and that's kind of my regret here. So,
True. True.
And then other honorable mentions we have are the Broncos, who gave me even more anxiety after I specifically asked them to stop doing that by only scoring 10 points in primetime. They still won,
Mhm.
but good Lord, was I ever sad. And John and I started Bo Nix together in our fantasy leagues, and he didn't do very good fantasy points wise. And then our other two QBs actually ended up scoring very, very well
Mhm.
in fantasy and made us look very sad.
Yeah.
Um, so I don't know. He's so wishy washy, and I'm kind of sad about that. To be fair, because like I do still think that he's a really good QB. You know, it's just some weeks he's just not.
Mhm.
So you never really know which Broncos team you're going to get from one week to the other.
True. True.
And then my last honorable mention is just kind of a little funny between John and myself. Me jinxing Josh Allen and the Bills against Miami,
Yeah.
where they went on to lose 30-13.
That was a shocker of the week, in our opinion. There.
Yeah, for sure. But I said last week that I was going to try something
Mhm.
in the video,
Mhm.
and so I still have that photo of when Josh Allen got his nose broken. And
Yeah.
so I flashed that on the screen and just said, Josh Allen, the man that you are. Right.
Mhm.
And John told me that the Bills are 0-3 whenever I use that image and or that quote.
Mhm.
So it's just it's a huge coincidence, but it's also really funny. And so I just kind of wanted to throw that in there as an honorable mention because
Mhm.
there's no reason that they should have lost that game. I have absolutely no idea what happened, what Bills team showed up. All I
Mhm.
know is I experimented again. This time, nobody got hurt like it did with Scadaboo,
True. Yeah.
but they did get embarrassed. So
Yeah.
I thought that was funny anyway.
True.
But all right, so on that jovial note, we can head on into week 11 now if you are ready.
I'm ready to go. And as usual, we start with our bye week teams there. There's only two teams on the bye this week. The Colts there coming off that huge win over in Berlin over the Falcons there. We,
Yep, that
we
was a really good win. Thank you,
yeah,
Jonathan Taylor, for saving me every week.
yeah. And the New Orleans Saints there, thanks to their rookie quarterback there with the huge win over the Carolina Panthers there.
Yeah, honestly, I was very surprised at that game as well, and that almost made my honorable mentions. But
Mm-hmm.
we were kind of jam packed and front loaded as it was. So, but honestly, congrats to both of those teams, especially on the Saints. They
Mm-hmm.
might have something going forward. I think it's a little too early to get super optimistic, but
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited. I'm excited to see what they do.
Sure. Okay, with that done, let's get into our games this week.
Yep. And starting off with our Thursday night banger, we have the AFC East matchup with the Jets going to the Patriots.
Yeah, but the Jets, they're, holy goodness, they're winning two in a row. They're,
Two straight. I'm so happy. I am so happy for them. I know it killed their draft position, but I am
yeah,
so happy.
mhm,
You win. Even if it's going to cost you your draft position, this is so good for morale going forward.
true, true. And obviously, as you discussed with the Patriots, they're coming off that huge win in Tampa there.
Yep. That one honestly could have been a sleeper game of the week from the score perspective because it was only 28-23.
True.
So it was a close game. It was a good one. I
Mm-hmm.
just think that the Patriots are doing really good things this season, and their schedule is definitely helping with that.
Yeah, yeah. First place in the AFC East there. Nobody saw that coming.
Exactly. Who knew, right? Like everyone thought that this was the Bills' division to lose, and
Mhm.
it kind of looks like they're doing just that.
Yeah, exactly. for me this week, this one's a no-brainer. I'm going to go with the Patriots at home to beat the Jets.
Yeah, I agree. I'm not going to get fooled again, and I'm going with Drake May.
Mhm.
And yeah, so hopefully they don't get upset. I'm not going to say anything this time to try to ruin it or jinx things or what have you.
Sure.
But yeah, I do think that the Jets have something.
Mhm.
It's just going to take more time, and this is not that kind of week for them. Could they win?
Mhm.
Absolutely, but I don't see
Mhm.
it.
Yeah.
All right, and then next we go overseas once again to
Mhm.
the game in Spain,
Mhm.
where the Commanders will be taking on the very surprising from last week Dolphins.
Yeah, the Dolphins there surprised a lot of people last week there by their huge win over the Bills there.
Yeah, they really did. I'm still kind of stunned and kind of laughing about it at the same time. It's still so funny to me.
Yeah, and the Commanders they're they've been going in a little bit of a free fall ever since Jaden Daniels went down to injury there.
Yeah, well, I mean, honestly, I think even prior to Jaden Daniels going down, I think that the Commanders just haven't been able to really answer the expectations, is the problem. Like, they came into this season with so many expectations,
Yeah.
considering where they finished last year. And I
Uh-huh.
think the fans and the players are very frustrated with the team's performance as of late.
Yeah.
And you
And
can see that with the fighting on the field, the fan
yeah.
trying to fight the Lions long snapper for some
Mhm.
reason.
Yeah.
Like
And
it's just they were unhinged and undisciplined. Not very
yeah.
good at all.
Yeah, it's so bad that Dan Quinn's going to take over the defensive calls there.
Yeah. I mean, hey, it worked for Dan Campbell when he
Mhm.
took over the offensive play calling. So
Mhm.
hopefully
Sure.
this helps him out. I think that he needs to direct his team a little bit more
Mhm.
disciplined.
Mhm.
Um, Sucker punching Amon-Ra St. Brown was kind of, you know, weird.
Mhm.
The guy
Yeah.
that put his hands on an official but didn't get ejected because we can't eject two players back to back. That's not
Sure.
how the rules work, but sure things, ref. You do you. You always will.
Yeah.
So I
But
just, they're just
yeah.
unhinged right now.
Yeah. But for me this week, I'm going to go with the Dolphins to beat the Commanders there. Go two in a row.
Okay. Well, we have our first split already in our second game because I'm going
Mhm.
to go ahead and trust the Commanders in this one. I think that on paper and on the field, quite frankly, they're just the better team
Mhm.
overall. And I'm not going to buy into the hype of Miami just because they beat Buffalo. I'm not going to trust that.
Okay.
Kind of similar to when the Falcons beat Buffalo.
Mhm.
I'm not going to trust that either. And then they lost the following week. I just think that the Commanders, especially having Dan Quinn calling the plays now, I think they're going to be better this week.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
facing Miami is a lot easier than facing Detroit. So
Mhm.
I fully expect Washington to come out in a much better state than they were.
Yeah.
All right, so coming back stateside then, speaking of the aforementioned Falcons, they will be hosting division rival Panthers, who I believe they beat a couple weeks ago, right? A few weeks ago? There it was. All right, week 3, the Panthers beat them 30 to nothing.
Yeah.
I can't believe that was
Yeah.
week 3.
Yeah.
That was 8 weeks ago? That doesn't feel like it's been 8 weeks. Good
True.
lord.
Time really flies there.
Yeah, when you're apparently losing your mind. Anyway, so the Panthers did win their previous meeting when they were hosting
Mhm.
them. Shut them out,
Yeah.
in fact. So, how do you see this one going?
I predict this one's going to be a close game, 3 point or less rule, and I'm going to go with the Falcons getting their revenge and beating the Panthers.
Exactly. That was kind of my logic as well. I don't see them being swept by Carolina, and I
Mhm.
think that them being at home is going to help out a lot, as well as
Mhm.
just kind of having a little bit more in the way of momentum. They've been playing a lot better lately.
True.
Although,
True.
I mean, Carolina did beat Green Bay, so just do with that what you will.
Hmm.
But no, I'm going to take the Falcons in this one against my better judgment.
Yeah. Me too.
All right. And then next up, we have what could be a very good one with the Bucs and the Bills.
Yeah. Two teams coming off huge losses last week. There, obviously, as we discussed with the Bucs, they're losing to the Patriots there, and the Bills coming off that huge loss in Miami there.
Yeah, one is arguably more embarrassing and upsetting than the other,
Hmm. Hmm. True.
but both losses nonetheless.
True. I think both teams need to intensify their game this week there, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, well, both of them definitely need a bounce back. I'm a little concerned with Buffalo defensively, and
Hmm.
then the Bucks. I think their offense is kind of going to give Buffalo some issues here, honestly.
They might there, yeah. But for me this week, I'm going to go with the Bills at home to beat the Bucs.
Yep, I am in agreement. I do think that they're going to have some difficulties with Tampa's offense, but I feel like of the two teams, I trust the Bills to bounce back a little bit better.
Hmm. Sure.
And they're at home, which is usually one of the reasons you would go with them.
Exactly.
All right, easy enough. Next up, we have an AFC South matchup between the best friends, Houston and Tennessee.
Yeah. Obviously, as we discussed there with the Texans, their huge comeback win there, maybe put a little bounce on their step there.
It certainly seemed to. I really don't know what exactly happened. The Jags just completely collapsed. I mean, the only thing I can say for that is that they are what I thought they were, which is
Mhm.
kind of overrated.
Sure.
And then
Uh-huh.
Tennessee is coming off of their bye, which normally would matter,
Hmm.
but it's Tennessee, so does it really?
No.
No, no, it does not.
Yeah. Obviously, we're probably going to be in agreement and take the Texans on the road to beat the Titans there.
Yeah, yeah, I already wrote that one down for you. So,
Yeah.
yep. I feel so bad for Tennessee, but they're just like they're so bad this year.
Yeah.
So I hope for them in the future, much like I do with the Jets, but
Hmm.
it ain't gonna be this week. All right, and then next we go to the north, and we have the Bears and the Vikings.
Yeah. Obviously, they're the Bears. They had a huge comeback win there at home there, which I
I
predicted.
blame Russell Wilson,
Yeah.
100%. They had a 10-point lead when Jackson Dart got himself hurt with
Hmm.
a concussion,
Yeah.
and Russell Wilson could not, for some reason, manage the clock on his own possession,
Yeah.
run things out, get in
Hmm.
field goal range. He could
Hmm.
do nothing. And
Yeah.
that is why this week they will be starting Jameis Winston if Jackson Dart does not clear concussion protocol. So,
Sure. Yeah.
good riddance,
Yeah.
well deserved, and
Yeah.
goodbye because you gifted the Bears. The Bears could not catch anything in that game. They were dropping passes left, right, willy nilly, and you gifted them this game.
Yeah. And and obviously with the Vikings, they're coming off that huge loss to the Ravens there last week there.
Yeah, McCarthy did not look great, which unfortunately I did call. I think that the hype for the Vikings after they beat the Lions was definitely overdone,
Hmm.
and the Ravens proved that. And the Ravens now have a defense, so
Yeah.
that helps.
Sure. and obviously we're going to be in agreement to take the Vikings at home to beat the Bears.
100%. And you know why?
Skull.
Yes, and F the Bears today, tomorrow, and forever.
Yeah.
All right, keeping with the North, we have the Packers of the North going to the aforementioned Giants, who may very well be starting Winston.
Yeah. Well, most likely, yeah. Because yeah, the Giants are a mess right now. That's why the owner finally pulled the plug on their coach there.
Yeah, honestly, I am a little surprised that he didn't finish at least the season.
Mhm.
Um, I mean, I knew that he was going to get fired for sure at the end of the year, but I didn't really,
Mhm.
because, they were moving well. They were actually trying to produce.
Yeah,
They got some wins. Jackson Dart had some good showing.
true.
But once he went down to concussion, I think Brian Dabble knew the writing was on the wall. So,
True. Yeah. And obviously, with the injuries to neighbors and Scaboo, pretty much done him in as well.
yeah. Like, what's weird is, like, having Jackson Dart out there, you do feel like they still have a chance,
Mhm.
even
Mhm.
without Scadaboo and Malik Neighbors.
Mhm.
But then when he went down and Russell Wilson went in,
Yeah.
it was over from then. So,
Yeah. Good.
and
Good
then,
luck, Jameis Winston, this week.
yeah, yeah, good luck, because you're facing Green Bay, whose defense held Philadelphia to only 10 points.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's not going to be fun. I'm just going to save
Yeah.
us the time here and just say that we're going with the Packers.
Obviously.
Yeah. Like, I don't know. I do think that the Packers definitely have a lot of issues. Play calling, Matt LaFleur, I've said from the beginning that I never liked him as a coach. I think that he's soft and sensitive. I don't think that he has the temperament to be a head coach. I think that he's very easily gotten to.
Mhm.
I do think that he's kind of a big baby in a lot of ways, but now it's starting to kind of show the play
Mhm.
calling aspect because Philadelphia was able to predict Green Bay's play calling so well that they literally
Mhm.
called out what the play was going to be on a fourth down play decision, and they were right and stopped them because of it. So the Packers are definitely
True.
in a little bit of trouble. Like they're kind of collapsing a little bit, and they do have a lot of things to clean up and fix. But I don't see them losing to the
Mhm.
Giants. So
Mhm.
we agree there.
Yeah.
All right, and then next we go to the AFC North with the Bengals and the Steelers.
Yeah. Obviously, the big news with the Bengals this week is they might get some good news by Thanksgiving there. And you
Yep,
know what
yep,
it is.
yep. I do. I've been keeping my eye on that news for a while now. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I keep getting notices on Twitter for some reason of the Burrow updates. So I
Mm-hmm.
mean, I'm not complaining. I'm just saying it's a little strange.
Yeah.
So he wants to
Yeah.
play for Week 13, but by all accounts, he's more than likely going to be back for Week 14
Yeah.
when
Sure.
they ironically go to Buffalo. So
Sure.
Thanksgiving
Yeah.
might be better for them, but
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It'll just be nice to see him back again. I just kind of am still a little concerned of him being behind the offensive line because the offensive line has not improved any since he got hurt. So
True.
I don't know if it's a good idea, but that's what we're gonna do. And then over on the Steelers, they are so disappointing.
True.
Very,
Yeah.
very
Coming off
disappointing.
that huge loss to the Chargers.
Yep, their offense only managed 10 points.
Mm-hmm.
Aaron Rodgers did not have a good game, um,
Well.
much to his own chagrin and how much he might be doubting that. He did
Mm-hmm.
not have a good game. So, yeah, all blame rides with him in this one.
Yeah. Yeah. But for me this week, I'm going to go with the Steelers at home to beat the Bengals.
Yeah, unfortunately, I am in agreement. I'm also going to take the Steelers. I do think that Rodgers will bounce back. I think that their defense will bounce back and feast
Mhm.
on the offensive line that the Bengals are putting out. So
Mhm. Yeah.
we will see how it goes. I do think that Cincinnati has a very high-powered offense. It's just that they can't really block and protect very well. So
True.
I'm hoping that Pittsburgh can take advantage of that.
Yeah.
All right. Well, speaking of the Chargers, who laid the smacketh down on one Pittsburgh Steelers, we
Mhm.
have the Chargers going to Jacksonville.
Yeah. I don't know what happened to the Jags last week coming off that huge loss to the Texans there.
I have absolutely no idea. Like, I know that Houston's defense is really, really good,
Hmm.
but I fully expected Jacksonville's defense to do something.
Hmm.
Which, I mean, it's weird though, because they kind of were one of the best defenses last week. I was starting them in one of my fantasy teams, and they were the best defense rostered for that week. So they were the best defense of the week, and they still just could not contain Houston. Unless I'm, reading the game wrong and it was purely Houston's defense that kept them in the game and actually scored for them, like the final score being that scoop fumble return for a touchdown, the walk-off fumble return.
Yeah.
But, like, I don't know. The Jaguars' collapse should have been studied, to be fair, because it was wild. I don't really understand how they would let that happen. And honestly, for that reason and that reason alone, I'm going with the Chargers on the road because I do not trust Jacksonville. I said it before when they were in London to face the Rams. I think I took the Jaguars because I was finally going to believe in their hype, right?
Hmm.
I should not believe in their hype. I should just trust myself and know that they're overrated and
Hmm.
go against them. So that's what I'm doing.
Yeah, 100% agree with you. I'm taking the Chargers on the road as well.
Yeah, and this isn't even a good on the Chargers thing. This is just I just don't like Jacksonville right now.
Hmm.
I don't like what they did. I'm mad. So
Yeah.
I'm
Hmm.
spite picking against you.
Yeah.
All right, well, hey, I brought the Rams up, and now they are our next team when the Rams will be hosting division rival. This is going to be such a good game. Seattle Seahawks.
Yeah, it will be a clash of the week there, in my opinion. They're
Yeah,
two
this is
teams
going to
coming off
be
huge wins.
brilliant.
Hmm.
I'm so looking forward to this game.
Yeah, because obviously, see, this whoever wins that, I predict will win the NFC West there.
I mean, this has so many implications that it very well might decide the division in the future. I think there's a
Hmm.
lot of season left to play, so like somebody could have a massive fall off or like an injury that costs some peril. But
True.
I don't know. I'm just looking forward to this from a defensive perspective because Seattle's defense is legit, but so is the Rams. And so, like,
Yeah,
how are they going to handle all of the power that the Rams are bringing in?
yeah,
And can their offense handle the Rams' defensive schemes? So there's a lot of questions that are going to be answered in this game to determine who's actually good
yeah,
going forward.
yeah. So, in my opinion, that's going to be a close game. I'm going to say the 3 point or less rule, and I'm taking
I
the
agree.
Rams at home to beat the Seattle Seahawks.
Okay, I am actually in agreement. One, they're at home.
Hmm.
Two, I just think that on paper, they're overall the better team, and Matt Stafford is having himself quite the year. So,
Yeah. Hmm.
either way, I'm really looking forward to it. This is going to be my game of the week, unless something really stupid happens in the
Hmm.
other games.
Yeah,
This is already going to be my game of the week. So,
yeah.
I do
Don't
hope
shoot
that
past
Seattle
your
wins.
gum, please.
It's okay. I think he understands where we're coming from,
Hmm.
and he wouldn't be surprised at all if the Rams do win. Of
Yeah,
course, we all want Seattle to win, but
sure.
we shall see.
Yeah.
But next up, we are staying in the NFC West for another rivalry match with the San Francisco 49ers and the Arizona Cardinals.
These are two teams, obviously, with injury issues. They're Arizona there with Kyler Murray, and now they have Marvin Harrison Jr.'s out with appendicitis there.
Yeah, he had to have emergency appendix surgery, and so he's going to be out at least this week, but probably in the weeks to come. And because of that, I've released him off of my fantasy team. I
Yeah,
had to.
good,
I had
good.
to. So, yeah, I needed to bring somebody in. I forget who I signed.
Yeah.
Troy Franklin. I signed Troy Franklin off of the Broncos because he had a good game last week, and I was going to sign him, and I didn't. So I'm rectifying that mistake now.
Yeah, and obviously the Niners there are still injury prone. We don't know who they're starting at quarterback right now, either Brock Purdy or Mac Jones there.
Yeah, I still don't know. By all reports that I was seeing, it's supposed to be Brock Purdy, but who knows with Shanahan? He's very flippant in his reporting, so it could go either way. Brock Purdy could play this week, or he could not play until next year. You never know, So, for me, I am going with the 49ers over the Cardinals in this one. I think that they're just the better team right now.
100% agree with you there.
Especially because the Cardinals are going to be without Marvin Harrison Jr. So,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
all right. So, next game up, we have yet another rivalry game with the Ravens and the Browns.
Yeah, obviously, by the time we were recording, the big story with the Ravens is the status of Lamar Jackson there, because obviously he had discomfort in his knee there.
Yep, he is
That
questionable
kept him out there.
again. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Once again, he got banged up a little bit during the Vikings game. He took some pretty big hits, so he's questionable. We don't know if he's going to play or if they're going to be smart with him and sit him out a little bit, but I think either way, they can beat the Browns.
Yeah, that's a no-brainer there.
Yeah, like I
If
think that this could be an upset alert, pending Lamar Jackson, but I'm going to take the Ravens in this one for sure.
Yep, 100% agree with you there.
All right, next up is a game that I am already so riddled with anxiety over, and based on that, who's playing. It's the Chiefs and Broncos in Denver, which does help.
Yeah,
But my heart can't keep taking this.
yeah. This one could be a real close game there, because these are two teams there that are fighting for first place in the AFC West there.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like the Chiefs are back already.
Mm-hmm.
Like as soon as they got their receiving core back intact again, I think it was kind of over for the division. Unfortunately, because I do like Denver. I was kind of playing around a little bit, and I think that Denver right now is my AFC home. Because I was looking for a team to be on the AFC side of things that was like my AFC favorite or my AFC home. And I feel like Denver's that place. But I'm still kind of on the fence a little bit. Because it is, but then it isn't. Because the Chargers did a really funny thing. They used, like the Samoa Joe nope meme when he just walks away from somebody doing a dive on him or something. The Chargers used that when they beat the Steelers. And I'm like, okay, that did kind of touch my heart a little bit. So they're making a bid to be my AFC home. But then I also don't like Jim Harbaugh. So I don't know. I'm still technically looking for an AFC place to call my own. But right now it's going to be Denver for me. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. What do you have for this game?
Yeah, I'm predicting close game. I'm going with
Yeah.
the 3-pointer less rule on this one, and I'm taking the Chiefs on the road to stop the Broncos there.
Yeah, unfortunately, I am in agreement for a couple of different reasons. One, I am playing protection again.
Mhm.
And two, I just, their performances as of late have not been exactly boosting any confidence.
True.
And I do agree with you, it's going to be a close game. I think it's going to be another low scoring game because both of these defenses are still very, very good. And it's just going to be a matter of like which offense can take advantage more. And I think that unfortunately, that's going to be the Chiefs.
True.
I don't want them to win though. Just putting that out there. I want Denver to win, but I have to be smart here, and I
True.
think that it's going to be the Chiefs. And then if I'm wrong, then protection game was a success once again.
Yeah.
Okay,
It's going
Sunday
to be
night
our
football.
regret of the week if we get it wrong.
I maybe. I think this game coming up is going to be my regret of the week if I get it wrong. We have the Lions going to the Eagles.
Yeah. Obviously, both teams coming off their big wins, even though the Eagles one was a low scoring game.
Yeah, they won defensively for sure.
Yeah.
Whereas Detroit won Detroit style football,
Hmm.
which is nice. I was very happy to see them kind of getting back to the Lions that I know, with the offense
Yeah.
being perfect, really. They were spreading the ball
Yeah.
around the way they were supposed to. They used the run game
Hmm.
very effectively, both of their runners. So it was that kind of play calling that was missing most of the season. So very, very
Sure.
happy for them. And then the Eagles just keep getting better on defense, and I don't really like it.
Hmm. But for me this week, I'm going to go with the Eagles at home to beat the Lions. So sorry, Joy.
No, no, it's fine because I actually agree with you. I think that the Lions might get stomped a little bit
Hmm.
here. And here's like my main reason for going with the Eagles is facing the Eagles in Philly is kind of like facing the Chiefs in Kansas City.
True.
And I'm just going to leave that where it lies, and y'all can interpret it however you choose. Just know
Okay.
we're probably on the same page.
Yeah.
All right, and then for some reason, this is our Monday night game. We
Yeah.
have the Cowboys and the Raiders, I guess.
Hmm. Yeah. Obviously, even though the Cowboys were on a bye there, they suffered a tragic loss there with one of their defensive players getting killed there.
Yeah, it was definitely an event. We won't be going into the whole details about
Hmm.
it, obviously for
Hmm.
reasons, but yeah. So it's I really feel bad for Dak Prescott in this one,
Hmm.
considering what his whole like foundation and mission and how passionate
Yeah.
he is about that particular cause.
Yeah.
So having that be what happened has to really be ripping him apart on the inside. So
True.
it's very sad case all around.
True. Yeah. And obviously, the Raiders, they're coming off that huge loss last week there to, I think it
It,
was the Jets there, was it?
no, they
No.
were the recipient of the Broncos' anxiety, and they lost
Oh,
10-7.
exactly. There. My bad.
No, no, you're. I listen. I would want to forget about it too, so I'm with you.
Yeah.
But no, they lost to the Broncos 10-7 on Thursday Night Football. So,
Yeah.
and Brock Bowers had a horrible outing, which helped me
Mhm.
out in fantasy. I beat somebody who I thought for sure was going to absolutely decimate me. So
Yeah.
I'm happy.
Yeah.
Thanks, Raiders.
But, yeah. But for me, I'm going to go with the Cowboys on the road there, and to beat the Raiders.
Yep, I agree. I know that they're going to be kind of feeling some kind of way,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm just going to kind of trust them
Mm-hmm.
to handle business for
Mm-hmm.
one reason or another and
Sure.
take down the Raiders here.
Yeah. So for us this week, we only had the one split there.
Okay.
Shockingly,
Yep, and that was the
the game in
wow.
Spain.
Of course, leave it to the pain in Spain to be the one.
Yeah, true.
Great, love that.
Yeah. So that's how we feel with our picks. So it's now time to find out how our friends feel with their picks of the week.
Yep, indeed it is. Let me go ahead and scroll on down to the order because I can never remember this off rip.
Nobody
All
could.
right, so first up, we have John,
Mm-hmm.
who took the Pats and Dolphins, the Panthers if they actually run, the Bills, Texans, Vikings, Packers, Bengals, Chargers, the Rams, hoping you actually broke the NFC West circle though,
Mm-hmm.
the Niners, asking that the Cardinals make him wrong, the Broncos, Ravens, Lions, and the Cowboys, the fact that I almost went upset.
Yeah.
Yeah, so John and I have 5 splits.
Wow.
And if you're keeping track at home, there's only 3 games that separate us in the standings. Yeah. So having 5 splits with being 3 games apart is terrifying.
Yeah.
So
it could mean a change in the standings next week.
Yeah, I have a chance to take the lead or fall 8 games back. You never know. Sure. You never know. Exactly. So that is absolutely terrifying. Yeah. All right, and then next we have SDS, who took the Pats, Dolphins, and the Giants, the firing Chris Greer effect, but with Dable being for a shock. Yeah. The Titans over the Texans, the Falcons because Carolina is getting too close for comfort, the Vikings because the Bears didn't deserve to win last week, the Chargers because the Jags deserve to lose out, the Bills over his Bucs. They look ripe for the pickings, but Angry Buffalo is the most dangerous one. And then Steelers, 49ers, Seahawks, Broncos versus Chiefs, Meteor Part 2. Ravens, Lions, saying that y'all better take care of business, and the Raiders to be funny. And then we have Buff, who took the Pats, Dolphins, Packers, Texans, Panthers, Vikings, Chargers, Bills, Bengals, Niners, Seahawks, Chiefs, Ravens, Eagles, and Cowboys. Which is followed by Papa Agron with the Patriots over Jets, Commanders over Dolphins. I'm not alone. Yay. Packers over the Giants, Texans over Titans, Falcons over Panthers, Bears over Vikings, Chargers over the Jags, Bills over the Bucs, Steelers over Bengals, 49ers over Cardinals, Seahawks over Rams, Broncos over the Chiefs, Ravens over the Browns, Lions over Eagles, and his Cowboys over the Raiders. Okay. And then we have Troll.
My buddy there.
Your favorite. Everybody's favorite. With the Jets, Commanders, Panthers over the Falcons. F the Falcons. We all know his feelings on that. Yep. The Bucs, Titans, Bears, Giants, Bengals, Jaguars, Seahawks, Cardinals, Browns, Broncos, Lions, and Raiders. Then there's Rev with the Patriots, Dolphins, Packers, Texans, the Panthers, the Vikings because F the Bears, Chargers, Bills, Steelers, 49ers, Rams, Chiefs, Ravens, the Eagles, I don't want them to win, and the Raiders for the love of all things holy. Just beat the Cowboys, please. And then we've got biggers. Patriots, Dolphins, Packers, Texans, Falcons, Bears, Chargers, the Bills, the Bengals, the start, 49ers, Rams, Chiefs, the Ravens, the end. First place. The Lions saying that the Eagles just won't be able to keep up. And the Cowboys with the ugly game of the week tag.
Bowling too ugly.
Yep, it could definitely be bowling shoe ugly. 100%.
Yeah.
All right, and then we have Owl with the Patriots, Dolphins, Panthers, Bills, Titans, Vikings, Packers, Bengals, Jags, Rams, 49ers, Browns, Chiefs, Lions, and Raiders. And then there is Draz, who has the Pats beat Jets, Dolphins beat the Commanders, Packers beat Giants, Texans beat the Titans, Panthers beat Falcons, the Bears will upset the Vikings, Jags beat Chargers, Bills beat Bucs, the Bengals will be sweeping the Steelers, Cardinals beat the 49ers, Rams beat the Seahawks, Chiefs beat the Broncos, the Ravens blow out the Browns, Lions beat the Eagles, and the Cowboys beat the Raiders. And then finally, we have Alex Fay, who took the Pats, Commanders, Packers, Texans, Falcons, Vikings, Jaguars, Bills, Steelers, Cardinals, Rams, Broncos, Ravens, Lions, and Raiders. And that, as I yawn into the finish, is the end of week 11 of our podcast. I think it's going to be a very interesting game.
The games are going to be boring there.
Yeah, hopefully the games will not be boring. I don't think they will be. I think some of them will. I do think that there's going to be a few really good defensive battles here. But like I said, I'm looking most forward to the Seahawks and Rams, and then, of course, Lions and Eagles. The thing that I am the most anxious about is the Lions and Eagles, but also mostly the Broncos. Once again, Steve so eloquently last week asked Bo Nix to take my anxiety away, and he, in fact, did not do that. I was very taken aback by your statement as such. It got picked up pretty clearly in the video, just exactly how taken aback I was by you saying that. So that was funny.
Sure. Yeah. Obviously, to anybody listening to this for the first time, please like and subscribe and turn on the notification bell for all of our future videos on YouTube.
Yep. If you are new to the Pride and Joy Predictions podcast, we do this every Thursday at noon, unless it's Thanksgiving, which we have to talk about in the coming weeks. What exactly we're going to do about that. I will get with the guys. Steve and I will talk about it, but we think we have a plan. But most weeks it will be every Thursday at noon on YouTube and every Thursday at 10 a.m. over on Spotify. Link to that will be in the description below. And also, big shout out and thanks to the members of the channel that are scrolling up above for the continued support. If you would also like to see your name scrolling, you can go ahead and check the join tab and see if any of the members perks are something you would be interested in. And also, as always, let me know if there are any other members perks you would like to have listed. I'm always looking for ways to improve what you guys are able to get for being a member. So thanks as always for watching. And we will catch you guys next week for week 12, where the Broncos will be on a bye and can't give me any anxiety this time, of the Pride and Joy Predictions podcast.
Thank you all. See you all next week.